Woohoo! We're at Epcot today. Our first ride will be Soarin'. Pretty early in the morning, so the line shouldn't be too long. Let's see. Well, the line guessers are saying it's 55 minutes. Usually it's a little less than what they say. I still think of Soarin' as the best ride on the planet, but here at Walt Disney World, they have a few other rides that, well, simply aren't on the planet, and those are, in fact, even better than Soarin'. But rides that are off the planet include Star Wars and Avatar Land. Here in Orlando, they have Soarin' set up, the queue area set up as if it's an airport. Disney tries to give everybody a chance to do something enjoyable while they're waiting in the queue. Here at Soarin', they have a world trivia contest. You can actually log in on your smartphone and compete with yourself and with other groups. Woohoo! High score! Occasionally you'll see guest family members scurrying out of the queue, headed back for the bathroom with a potty emergency. Understandable, and sometimes, most people are pretty good about letting folks get back in, squeeze through the line, and go back forward to their family. But it's better to make sure everybody's okay before you say, okay, we can't make it all the way through the queue. We now have to go back out and then sneak back in. That's a little clumsy. There's a big difference in the theming between Walt Disney World's Soarin' and the Soarin' Pavilion at Disney's California Adventure out in Anaheim, California. The pavilion out in California is actually designed to look like an old military-built airport area, honoring the Edwards Air Force Base, which back then in World War II was Groom Lake, which had basically a big dry lake bed, so you could skid an airplane in and have basically an unlimited runway. Well, through the years, they built an unlimited runway, and that's Edwards Air Force Base now. On the way into the queue, the interesting things there in California is they have photographs of aviation legends, like, and in fact, specifically California legends. They even include Burt Rutan, the genius engineer who designed a whole line of home-built airplanes, as well as the airplane Voyager that flew around the world non-stop and non-refuel. They took off and landed at basically the same place, but it was hours and hours and hours and hours later. But they made it all the way around. Dick Rutan's brother and their friend another advantage of the queue in Soarin' is it's inside the land pavilion, and by being inside, it's air conditioned. Yay! We're here in the winter, but in the summer the heat can be quite brutal, and it's really nice to have air conditioning. Now, here at Soarin', the optics of the projection room, the optics required to fill the sky and out to the horizon, require some pretty strong lenses. If you sit away from center, those strong lenses will actually distort the images a little bit. You might go, I don't remember the Eiffel Tower having a bend in it. Disney did a good job at hiding that in most of the scenes, but in the scenes that have some strong vertical lines like Paris, it can be a little look a little odd when you go, wait a second, what has caused that? Now your workaround for that, especially if it's your first trip or your first flight ever, be nice to the cast member on the way in and ask to sit in the C boarding lounge. That's the, oh sorry, not the C, the B boarding lounge. That's the one in the middle. The more close you are, the closer you are to the center, the less distortion there will be in the projection. Now, Soarin was developed by a Disney Imagineer. He actually modeled it on his kitchen table using his kid's erector set. And he said, look, this would work. And everybody said, yeah, that really would work. And they built it. It's an amazing Disney invention, and it makes for a wonderful ride. The reason I talk about the California version, it came first, and the first Soarin was Soarin Over California. And they would fly to wonderful places in California, down to the beach, and you could see the surfers, and out into the desert, down by San Diego, and you'd fly over the military base, the Navy base there. So it was California. Well, it was such a neat ride that Walt Disney World said, we got to have it. You got to build it out here. And Disney said, California, and it's called Soarin' Over California. You guys don't want it in Florida. And Florida said, no, it's an amazing ride. We'll just change the name to Soarin'. But they kept the same video, so although they didn't mention California very much, it was actually scenes from California still. So after some time, Disney said, well, let's go ahead and do scenes from around the world. That's more appropriate for Epcot. And they came up with Soarin' Around the World. And that's what you usually see here, although occasionally they'll bring California back, even here in Orlando. In California, they bring California back a little more often, but it's still mostly Soarin' Around the World. Here at Epcot, there are 3 loading concourses, A, B, and C. A, B, and C indicates that there's actually 3 different theaters, 3 different rides all going at the same time, if it's a busy day and everything's working well. Well, today we lucked out, and we are, in fact, on boarding area B, Bravo. They have A, B, and C, but that's for the boarding areas, and you want to be at B, which is in the center. So we're pretty lucky. We have top, middle, and bottom. We're going to be in the middle today. That means somebody with long legs that's above us, we might see the back of their tennis shoes.
Okay, let's review. That is seatbelt, carry-on item, safety strap, fear of heights, keep your hands and arms inside at all times. Anything else? Yeah. Have a nice flight.
Follow me then.